All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the I Can Do This All Day podcast. I am Dan, the part-time Avenger, and with me, as always, is Mark, the resident Jedi.
Hello there. Today, we're here to talk about a sequel to a movie that I don't even remember it releasing in 2021 in theaters. I'm pretty sure it only came out to streaming, and I'm pretty sure it's like the fourth version of a movie about a great graphic video game that angered Tipper Gore and had parents all over the world angry. Fatalities, and that is Mortal Kombat 2 is what we're talking about today. Mortal Kombat being the series. That was a lot of chewing on that intro, much like this movie. There's a lot of chewing.
Mortal Kombat Part Deux. It is, that's French for Dieu. But yeah, so Mortal Kombat 2, the 90s, based off of the 90s hit video game that caused people to flock to the arcades, spend tons and tons of quarters, and really, yeah, definitely concerned some parents. Were you, I mean, that was prime video game years for us.
Oh, yeah.
Were you a part of, like, did you have any, like, oh, you're not getting that video game, or... like, I can't believe video games are like this being made. Like, what was it like? What's your origin with Mortal Kombat?
I didn't like fighting games on consoles, right? Because it was just different than playing in an arcade game. And there's a bowling alley that right by where I lived that had all the versions of this growing up and had, like, you know, the solid fighting games there. So we would go play arcade games there. And it was awesome. Console games, I was more like action adventure and RPGs and stuff like that. So I never really got banned from games at home, but I'm pretty sure I would have if they knew. But I was a poser at Mortal Kombat. I was all uppercuts and get over here's, maybe a few Sub-Zero freezes, but I was definitely a Mortal Kombat poser. But I remember all of them. And then when they got an excessive amount of characters and super complex, it was not, fighting games are not my jam. What about you?
But wait, what was the cutoff? What Mortal Kombat was it that was the cutoff? I know exactly what the answer is for me.
I think it was 3.
3 was a cutoff for me too. I wasn't good at 3 because it was so different. They introduced the run button, and to me that just seemed like a little too complex. And then they started going into like these multiple hit combos, and that wasn't my forte. Like, that was, I think, the first of its time, right? Like, having that many combos in a video game for fighting.
I don't know if it was Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter Alpha, like, because they were both, the Street Fighter games came up along the same time frame. And the Street Fighter games, I think, were released in Japan first before they came to the US. So I don't know. But I do know that you're right. It got, like, excessively complex. And
I liked them. But yeah, it was tough. It was a tough adjustment for me from going from power moves and cool moves to do everything that you can fast and like all these complex button combinations and I don't know. I say they're complex because for a 11-year-old, it was pretty complex. I don't know if I would have seen it like in my adult age, would it have been easier? I don't know. Maybe not. But
well, I mean,
yeah.
Where did you even learn the moves? Because there was no internet. Like, you couldn't Google how to do the 17 different fatalities.
It was all practice. And Mortal Kombat 3 actually had the shittiest fatalities. Even more so, like, Mortal Kombat 1 had better fatalities than Mortal Kombat 3. Like, at that point, Mortal Kombat 3 had, like, really cool... it still had the realistic graphics, but they changed all the original actors who were portraying those people, so it was, like, a little bit different. And, yeah, then you got the run button, combos, but the fatalities sucked. They really, really sucked. I did not like the fatalities in Mortal Kombat 3. Maybe there was like 2 good ones, maybe, but that was pretty much it. But what about the movies? Like, for the movies, for your origin, what was it like? Tell me.
I mean, I remember the OG Mortal Kombat movies, like, not being being okay. Let's put it that way. Being okay. Like the OG with Christopher Lambert and who played Robin Show played Liu Kang, I believe.
Yep. One of the Beverly Hills Ninjas.
And Pete Sampras's wife was in it.
Yeah. Not believable as Sonya Blade at all.
No.
That Veronica Vaughn was not that great in that movie. So the I think you're, I don't know. I'm gonna have to correct you because Mortal Kombat 1 was awesome. Like everyone loved that game. Like that for the longest time was like the pinnacle, the best video game adaptation of a movie because people were hyped. The music, oh my gosh, Test Your Might? Bitch, they were playing that at junior high basketball games, and the reptile fighting theme song, they played that for my junior high basketball games all the time for the cheerleading squad. So it's like, dude, when Mortal Kombat made it when white suburban cheerleaders are dancing to the reptile Liu Kang fight song, and yeah, it was pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. So good, so good. The second one, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, annihilated the fuck out of the franchise from ever creating another movie after that because it was so awful, so bad. And I saw it opening weekend in the theaters, Friday night viewing, and at the end of the movie, everyone just thought that movie sucked so bad. We all walked out so disappointed.
I didn't think the second one was that bad, but I also like bad movies.
So you loved
there's
it.
that.
So you loved Mortal Kombat Annihilation was your favorite, certified fresh by the Resident Jedi, apparently.
No, but I thought it got a bad rap. Like, of other post-apocalyptic movies of the time, it was what it was.
I mean, it's not that same genre at all. It's a fighting game, but yeah, I guess. I mean, there is a little bit of post-apocalypto, if you will. But yeah, that movie sucked hard. I actually watched it just fairly recently in the last 6 months on a business trip, and not for work, but I was back in my hotel, and Mortal Kombat Annihilation happened to be on. I was like, okay, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to eat these Hooters wings that I got for takeout, and I'm going to watch Mortal Kombat Annihilation. And I was just sitting there thinking like, yep, this movie is really bad.
I mean, which was
really
the biggest mistake? Thinking that Hooters wings are still good or Mortal Kombat Annihilation?
Hooters wings is still good if they use the real butter for the sauce. A lot, which I think most of them have switched over to the real butter now because people complain so much about the fake butter being used for the sauce. I hate that stuff. Ugh, God.
I feel like Hooters wings have just gotten way too bready. Like, really
depends on where
bready.
you go. Some of them do. Yeah, maybe. Some of them. I won't complain. The best one is still in Orland Park. Out of every Hooters I've been to across the U.S., still Orland Park. So this right here, it's close to my heart.
It's still open, surprisingly.
Yeah, Hooters is going down. But what's surprising is that Mortal Kombat Annihilation is still being played on television. You know, like I don't understand. Like,
I mean,
it must be like the cheapest rights to get. Like, hey, you guys want to buy Mortal Kombat? Like, sorry, we don't have the money for it. Well, what about Mortal Kombat Annihilation? Like, yep, we can play that on 24/7, actually, on every odd day of the month. So, yes, let's do that.
I was honestly, like, I remember the one that came out in 2021. I think I watched it on streaming because I don't think theaters were back yet.
It was on streaming. It was released on streaming.
I remember being like, okay, it's a thing. I don't know how I got a sequel. Like, I don't know how the movie we're here to talk about today got made.
So that first movie, okay, so rewind, okay? You thought the first and second Mortal Kombat were okay, and the second one apparently is the best movie ever made. So
I
what
didn't
about
say that? I just said it's not. I don't.
No. That's exactly what you said. You said it's the greatest movie ever made. So what was 2021's Mortal Kombat about? Like, what did you think about it?
So I thought the battle between Scorpion and Sub-Zero and the history and all that was great, but I also thought that, like, other than Josh Lawson, Kano, who was funny, like, I did not, like, I wasn't in love with the movie.
Okay, fair enough. I liked it because there was a lot of nods to the previous video game lore. Like when Liu Kang is practicing with Kano and all he does is just sweep him like over and over again. Like that's the best thing ever. Like everyone did that in Mortal Kombat 2, and then people realized that they could do it in Mortal Kombat 1. So it's like, yeah, just sweep the hell out of him. It'll be fine. And it was just like, it would be infuriating if you ever fell on the receiving end of that, but still so good. But yeah, Josh Lawson as Kano, the best part of the movie. best part of the movie. It's like I've got fucking laser. It's a laser. Better than fireballs, pussy. You know, it's just so good, and like I love the Aussie humor that he brings to it. It's I don't think it's even. I think Josh Lawson is Australian, right? Like I think he's just playing himself in the movie. It's
Just
really
playing
really good. But
himself.
I thought the cast was pretty good, with the exception of like Cole Young was just bringing in a new unknown character. It was just like he kind of sucked. Like that whole story with him being an ex MMA fighter reject, and all of a sudden he's picked for Mortal Kombat just because he's part of Scorpion's bloodline. Wow, what a disappointment. Great grandpa Scorpion must be so disappointed in his lineage because he's a failed MMA fighter. But Louis Tan, I love. He's an awesome martial artist. So I was really excited to see him in it, but yeah, it's his acting wasn't great in it, and the character, the way that they wrote it, just wasn't so great either. And so then they gave him like a bullshit power. They gave him a Wakanda Forever suit, but didn't really explain it, and they didn't explain it until the second movie. So it's tough.
I don't even remember him being in the first movie that much. Like
He was a main character.
I that movie I did not like. I liked
Didn't
the
watch,
OG.
apparently.
No, I watched it, but I watched it 4 years ago. I remember liking the OG better than the first one of these. Again, because they're like, I think one of the biggest like complaints that I have about it is other than Kano, and we didn't know who Kano was. He just is funny, right? I don't remember Josh Lawson from other things. And when I look at that movie, I don't remember many of the people in that from anything, right? Like the first Mortal Kombat, you got the fucking guy from Kung Fu in it. You got like a fairly good.
Wait, who's the guy from Kung Fu?
The guy who played Raiden in OG Mortal
Definitely
Kombat.
not in Kung Fu.
Where's
Definitely
he
not.
from?
And that was David Carradine died like way before then, I think. Maybe he didn't die way before then, but pretty sure he died around that time. So definitely not.
Sorry, Christopher Lambert was the Highlander, right?
Yeah, definitely not Kung Fu.
Either
Big
way.
difference.
Either way, like you knew who he was. You were like, this guy, I've seen him. And you got Veronica Vaughn, and you got like the guy who played
sucks, by the
Shang-Chi
way.
in that movie was in everything.
Shang-Chi is
yeah,
wasn't introduced to film until like 20 years later.
I was looking at his name and I was like, there's no way I'm going to get that. So I'm just going to call him the wrong character name. But I don't know. I liked that movie better than I liked the new Mortal Kombat. But I don't think we're here to talk about either one of those. I think we're here to talk about Mortal Kombat Part 2.
Well, before we get into that, why don't you grace the audience with your version of the plot?
Man. I don't know if you're going to like my version of the plot. I'm going to say that the tournament is back. We're back at the Savage Land from Mortal Kombat Annihilation, but we've just upgraded to 4K and gotten some 4K effects as opposed to practical. So it's Mortal Kombat Annihilation with AI.
All right. So
because
the plot is
the beginning, the middle, and the end basically the same. Same plot. Same fucking plot.
The same plot of what? Fighting?
No, like the witch daughter or which female fighter is the one on the side of the good guys, working with the good guys, not part of the bad guys. They just gave you a little extra origin on the front end and a little more fighting on the back end.
Man, I feel like so I think this needs to be asked and also clarified for the audience. Do you like fighting movies, like martial arts movies?
I mean, yeah, I love action movies. I enjoy action movies.
No. There's a difference between action movies and like, do you like martial arts or fighting movies? There's a difference between action. And your definition of action is so off base.
Why don't we take a minute and clarify your definition? Give me a list of 5 martial arts movies. And I'll tell you
5 martial arts movies right off the bat. Enter the Dragon. Oh, you've got Mortal Kombat 1. You've got any of the Donnie Yen Ip Man movies. You've got any of the karate, not even the Karate Kid, but the MMA movies that are out there, like all the ridiculous rip-off MMA movies. So what do you like? Fighting movies, martial arts where it's like tournament fighting, best of the best, anything like that.
Best of the Best is hilarious. Yeah. So all of those you named, except the Donnie Yen ones, I haven't seen the Donnie Yen ones. But yeah, I have no problem with those.
Okay. All right.
I watch MMA. Like I watch fighting. Though the most recent Netflix fight was a huge bloody disappointment all around. But that's not what we're here to talk about today.
All right. So I feel like because this movie had fighting in it, I guess we
The
didn't
fighting
really
in
talk
the
about
movie
your
was great.
expectations. Okay.
I'm
And
not
so what
judging
else
the
were you
movie by the
disappointed in?
fighting. My
What were you
digs
disappointed in?
are at the fact that they could not string together plot with the fighting that
But the
differed
plot was
from
there.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
The plot. Wait, so you're saying Mortal Kombat Annihilation had a better plot?
I'm saying it had almost the same plot.
But not really, because there was an actual tournament in this Mortal Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat Annihilation did not have a tournament. It was basically just repercussions of the first tournament in the first movie. So, no, I'm not going to say that it had the same plot because it didn't.
I would say that Mortal Kombat 2 is a tournament that has repercussions from a tournament that came before it.
There was no tournament before it. That's the whole point about why people didn't like the first Mortal Kombat is there was no tournament. I'm talking about the 2021. There was no tournament in the first Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I'm talking about Mortal Kombat 2. There was a fight of like the 10 people that the big dude had to beat down in order to claim Dominion. He did that. That was a tournament. So technically there were two tournaments in Mortal Kombat 2.
I'm so confused. What are you talking about? Please tell me your explanation of tournaments in Mortal Kombat 2.
So they flashed back to the initial fight.
One of the tournaments, yeah. Okay,
yeah. So that was the first tournament we saw in this movie.
Okay.
And then we saw the full of the follow-up tournament, which is at the Centennial Tournament, the semi-quincentennial quinceañera tournament. I don't know how much time had
I think it was like
there.
99 other tournaments before that, but
Yeah.
So no. I don't but either way, so like to go back to it, the tournament happened in Mortal Kombat 2. There was no tournament in Mortal Kombat 1. There was no tournament in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. There was a tournament in the original Mortal Kombat in the 90s. So with that, so did you not like the tournament format? Did you want like what type of I need to know like what type of things were striking you that it wasn't a good movie in terms of plot? Because there was actually there was a plot in this one. The first one didn't really have a plot. It was all prep work.
The thing that bothered me, not bothered me, but the thing that made me like kind of rip on it is there wasn't the devices they used to navigate through the story was a tournament this time, as opposed to a journey through whatever Outland or whatever it's called. What?
No, there was like that was in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. So that wasn't even in this iteration.
Yeah. So instead of a journey through a desolate place to dethrone the main baddie, it was a tournament to do that. But it was still the same lead female character that was doing all the badass fighting. It was still there's so many characters. I just felt like they could have plotted it better. And why was Bones in this movie to begin with? Carl Urban wasn't in the first one.
Freaking great. Freaking great in this movie.
But I'm like, is Carl Urban the right guy? I mean, it was funny.
I thought the same thing. Like, why are they picking someone so old to bring in and not even a martial artist? And I was thinking the same thing. Carl Urban freaking nailed it because all it was playing to the point to where it's like, he's doing the comic circuit right now and the convention circuit. Mm-hmm. And he's so washed up that he's not like even before like that whole, was it Uncaged Fury or whatever the movie was that they showed the clip of was so damn good. That was so 90s. It was hilarious. Like if you didn't get all the callbacks on that from like all the awful choreography where he's not even hitting people and they're falling over and doing backflips, but the bazooka at the very end that didn't travel straight. It traveled like upwards in an upwards trajectory just to be able to shoot a helicopter that no right mind and no marksman aim, even if you were in like the movie Wanted where you can bend bullets and shit. Like, no, that never would have happened. So I thought that was fucking fantastic. So the fact that they brought in Carl Urban as Johnny Cage, who is a washed up actor but still knows like martial arts and shit. It was freaking genius. It was great. I love the way that they brought him in. I was upset that they were using Carl Urban at first because like this guy, no, he's not going to be believable at all. But he's a believable actor because he is one, but he's a believable actor / martial artist that, you know, he has some skills, but he's not like super down to like fucking fight for Earthrealm. Like that's, he's just there, you know, like he just got picked, but I thought that was great. So we disagree on Carl Urban.
I was trying to figure out why Carl Urban. That was
a good looking
like,
dude that has been in like every major franchise. He's been in Marvel. He's been in Star Trek. He's been in Mortal Kombat now. He's been in Judge Dredd. Like so many different like comic book properties. Like so, I'm fine with it. Like that's I think you're so if okay. So let's get past Carl Urban. What else do we got?
Well, I mean, when you say what else do we got, what do you mean?
Like, I mean, in terms of the fights, the fatalities, like where's your head at in regards to like, if you feel like there's no story or plot there, okay. Did you expect Mortal Kombat to just have like a lot of conversations and diplomatic dinners and stuff to like kind of just talk things through?
I expected monkey brains and like the full conversation. And I expected Johnny Cage to have a small Asian boy follow him around and calling him Dr. Jones. Yeah, no, I didn't expect a whole lot, but I think I just expected them not to use the same protagonists from the least liked Mortal Kombat movie. Like that's the part where I was like,
but okay. So it's not the same protagonist though. Liu Kang was the protagonist in the previous 2 Mortal Kombats, or the first 2 Mortal Kombats. Katana was just like there. She wasn't a protagonist at all. I like the fact that Katana was more than just like Liu Kang's side piece. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's where she could fight. She had the, you know, you got to see a little bit of the backstory there. I was actually happy that they did something with Katana. At first, I was like, are they going to make this all about Katana? But, like, dude, she was badass. She could fight. She was able to hold her own sweet weapons.
She had the fans.
Jade, I wasn't too much of a fan of, but I kind of like that it was cool that they did a little bit of camaraderie there. Like, there was a reason why Katana flipped and so did her friend. You know, it wasn't just like in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, it's just like cramming in characters whatsoever. It's like, okay, there's 3 Barakas in Mortal Kombat Annihilation for whatever reason. 3 Barakas, and then there's just like
there's a fucking village of Barakas in this.
Yeah, it's great. It's fucking great.
That was the highlight of the movie for me. You know, I will say that Carl Urban came like 2 fights and he's fucking ready. Like he's a man now. But the Carl Urban Baraka fight was my favorite of the movie by far. Really?
Okay. I mean, it was fun. It was fun.
He's like, yeah,
that was the best fight ever. I like that. I like that they didn't just make Baraka into like a big henchman, and it's so awesome the way that they did that, because it's like, you know, Baraka just thinks this guy's name is Johnny fucking Cage, and he worships him because he thinks he's the best fighter. So I thought that was great that he became like a fake sensei, if you will, because that's very, you know, that's very on par with like what people thought of Johnny Cage in canon. Was just like, this guy's just an actor. He's not a real martial artist. And so it's like, he's 100% an actor in this, and he happens to do a little bit of martial arts, but he's fooling all these people into thinking that he's this great martial artist because he's a great actor. That's where the flip is. Like, that's so fucking fantastic, as opposed to him trying to prove to everyone that he's this martial artist. Like, no, he's proving to everyone that he's a great fucking actor, and he just happens to kick some ass while doing it. So I thought that was a really cool twist in what they did with the movie, because originally I thought like, okay, so he's gonna be the savior, like this guy, like he's really not making it seem like he gives a fuck about Outworld or Earthrealm or whatever. But I thought that was a nice way to spin the character to where it's like, okay, he's gonna play ball, but he's gonna play ball Hollywood style. Like he's gonna make sure he can deceive everybody, and you know, like, okay, if I can act like it's like Team America. This is perfect. Mortal Kombat 2 is like Team America, and Gary is Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage is the best actor. They should have had Raiden saying like, "That's some of the best acting I've ever seen." Like that would have been fantastic. That would have been so fucking good. I think I like this movie a whole lot better now. Now that it's like it's Team
I
America
think
World
you like
Police,
this
Mortal
movie a whole
Kombat
lot
style.
better than a lot of people.
Oh man, people love this movie. Okay, so let's go back
Do
into
they?
theater then. Like, my theater howling laughing, people thinking it was badass for like some of the fatalities and stuff. When Cole got the big old splat with the hammer, I was surprised. I was like, oh, holy shit. And like a whole bunch of other people were like gasping in the audience because no one like everyone thought, like I knew that Cole Young was going to die when it like pans in on him and he like just looks deadpan in the camera. He's like, I said goodbye to my daughter and my wife knowing that I might die. It's just like, well, he's definitely dying in this one. So that was so good. I turned to my wife like, well, he's definitely dying here. So and we were right. We were right. So it's like the audience, high energy, full participation. So I'm assuming no one in your audience
There were
was
like
like that
30
at all.
people there. The theater was empty.
Man, when did you see it though?
I mean, I saw it fairly quick. It wasn't in theaters long, my friend. I think I saw
I mean,
it on
it's
a
still
Monday.
in theaters, but okay. Well, I mean that's a big difference. So like I saw it. I don't know if it was opening night or like on the opening weekend, but it was during the day, and people were like, it was not a full theater, but people were laughing so hard. People thought the action was really cool, so that was kind of cool that it added to the ambiance of everything. So overall, I mean, I think, you know, when you take a look at some of the other things like the faithfulness to the games, there were so many different callbacks to everything, right? So you
There
got
definitely were.
like that's the thing that I liked about it. And so what I wanted to ask you was, you know, I had a hard time with Super Mario Galaxy, with the plot of Super Mario Galaxy, and you're like, it's all fancy, this is all great, this is fantastic. I think the roles are reversed now, because I don't know if you like Mortal Kombat as much or the movies as much as I do, even though Annihilation was a piece of shit. I don't think you like them enough to let the fan service do its thing. Because that's exactly, this movie was everything that the first one wasn't, and Annihilation wasn't, and even the very first Mortal Kombat, which I really, really liked, even more so with that. It had a reason to kind of care as to like who wins, who dies. Like I thought it was really cool where it's like, okay, 5-on-5 or like whoever, like all the champions, if their champions are all defeated, like you see the little lanterns up in the sky or whatever. I thought that was sweet. And I thought like, oh man, if these people can die. And so that was the interesting thing to me, is like, okay, well, are they all going to just die? Like what's going to happen? Are they going to Thanos snap it and everyone comes back or something like that? I thought that definitely to me played a little bit more into the hype, and there were some stakes that were actually going to affect as to how the movie plays out. So I liked it. I liked it from that perspective. But
I think that,
did you? Yeah, go ahead.
so if it would have stayed as the tournament piece, but then they went into the whole third act in the world of the dead,
Still the tournament.
it got a little off the wheels for me. It got a little off
So
the
that's
wheels.
part of like the lore too, is like there's the places that Shao Kahn rules over, and then the places that he doesn't. So I agree with you to a certain extent, is to like, why would Bihan, Sub-Zero from the first movie, why would he go exactly to the place where he knows, I would assume that he knows, that Scorpion would be? That's the only issue that I have with it, is like, well, why would he go there? He can go anywhere else and hide this whatever it was called. I don't even remember, the MacGuffin. He's gonna hide this MacGuffin, right? And like you could have gone anywhere. You could have gone to like Cole's hometown. Like no one's gonna mess with him there. He'll whoop the shit out of everyone. I'll go to hell. I'll go to the place where all the most despicable people and ruthless people are. I'm gonna go there to hide out. Like bad choice, Bihan.
Yeah, the journey into hell was very, it was a weird choice for me.
I
But
thought
was that
fight scene
just
was
because they
awesome,
wanted
though.
to get Scorpion back in the
Yeah,
game?
they needed to get him back there somehow. Yeah. I mean, that's usually what happens too. Is like in the movie, or I'm not the movie, the video games. So Scorpion kills the first Sub-Zero, and that's what he did in the first movie. So okay, great. He's done. I was thinking like, are they going to bring back his twin brother or something? Because that's what they did in the video game. Is they brought back Sub-Zero and it was his brother, and Scorpion's like, wait a second, you're not him. And then they became like pals. But I thought it was interesting where they brought in Quan Chi, who's like a baddie in some of the later Mortal Kombat games, and just starts resurrecting people. Not much of a baddie in this one. He's just more of like a necromancer, if you
Yeah.
will. And so it's like, okay, like, all right, let's go ahead and bring these people back.
I was sad there was no Reptile in this. Like, where's Reptile? I want to see him bite somebody.
Was Reptile in the first one? I can't remember if he was in the...
I don't think so. He was in Annihilation.
Yeah, there was like, what, how many reptiles were there? Weren't there like multiple reptiles in Annihilation? I feel like there were. I think there's like 3 of them, but I don't know. But yeah, I could see your point on that. But like, I thought that there was plenty of fan service throughout everything. Like, you know, you got Sonya versus Sindel was a cool fight.
That
Like,
was
I
that was
thought,
solid. Yeah.
like all the fights were solid. I really think they were. Like everything was just like, okay, this is serviceable action, like above average. And like the fact that they're using their powers and the powers are deadly, like there's a reason, like, oh, you don't want to get hit by these fucking rings because your head's gonna explode. Like I like that shit, you know, like that's really cool because that's what Mortal Kombat is. It's not, you know, like where their powers were barely used. Like if you remember this in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, there's a part where I knew that, like, well, the rest of this movie is going to be shit because when Liu Kang meets when Liu Kang meets Nightwolf in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and he's like, "Pretty cool, huh? It's my animality." Like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why would you just say that's like just looking to the screens like, looks like we're gonna have to do some Mortal Kombat to make sure Earthrealm stays safe. Like that was like awful to me. And there's so many like name drops. This movie, I didn't get any of that. I thought everything was perfectly placed, and all the Easter eggs that were there, like that was pretty cool. Like, and the fact that I'm glad that they brought Kano back. I was confused as to how they were gonna make him like a good guy in this, because I saw a little bit of the previews where it's like, why is he fighting with Johnny Cage? Like, what the fuck? But I like it how he's kind of like a prisoner, if you will. So he's kind of like he's like my Han Solo in Mortal Kombat. Like I like him. He might be a bad guy. I like him though. He's entertaining. He's funny. Let's keep him around a little bit. And yeah, I don't know. All good. Were you surprised by some of the deaths that happened in it? Like Jax, Liu Kang, Kung Lao?
I mean, isn't Jax destined to get his arms ripped off in every single Mortal Kombat movie? That's why they're there.
Well, I mean, he had his arms were ripped off, but he died in this one. He got impaled.
Didn't he die in the other one?
No, he just got his arms ripped off.
I was not surprised that anybody specifically died. I was just like, okay, they're killing people, which is fine. It's the whole point of the game.
Huh. Okay.
Were there any deaths that really rubbed you the wrong way?
It didn't. No, none of them rubbed me the wrong way. I was just really surprised it happened. And it takes a lot for, like, you wouldn't think in Mortal Kombat, you wouldn't think that certain people would die. Like Jax, no freaking clue that I never even thought that he was going to die. So I thought like, oh, cool. This is like legitimate Game of Thrones. Like there are stakes. There are things at stake here. Anyone can die. And like when Sindel and Sonya were fighting, I was like, nah, they can't kill Sonya. It's like, I don't know, but they can't kill Sindel either because that's Katana's mother. It's like, nope, they absolutely can. They freaking just annihilated her. So, but Jax was the biggest surprise to me. I was surprised at how Cole died. I didn't expect his head to be completely smashed and then just thrown into acid. So I liked the surprise factor, you know, like when you can walk into a video game movie and be surprised at who lives, who dies, or the fact that anyone dies, because it seems like, you know, video games are such held in high regard for IP. Like, we can't kill anyone because we need to bring them back for the sequel. We need to merchandise this shit. Like, there's something that's involved there. But I like the fact that there was
in this movie that they can get him back. They can resurrect him. They just got to go see Baraka and go through his special cave.
Yeah, and that's fine though, because like now it's like, okay, well now it's kind of following as to what happened in some of the later Mortal Kombat games. For anyone who wasn't aware, like so like Liu Kang, he kind of just ascended, right? Like he died, but he ascended, and who knows what that means? Like, is he going to become Fire God Liu Kang? That's another big thing. Is like, they in the video games they rebooted it, and instead of Raiden being the person, I think Liu Kang actually killed Raiden, and then Liu Kang became the fire god and the representative, where he kind of rebooted the Mortal Kombat video game. So I don't know if that's going to be the same case where maybe Raiden will die and Liu Kang will come back as that, but I don't know. Lot to see. Be interesting.
A lot of ins, a lot of
But
outs.
yeah. But what did you think from like from the overall CGI and the environments and the set pieces? Anything that you kind
Oh,
of liked from that?
I thought the CGI was dope. The Liu Kang fight with all of the fire dragons and stuff, like that was awesome. So the
Yeah,
special effects
I
in
like
this
that.
were hugely differential from the older movies. And that's what I said. Like this is just Mortal Kombat in 4K with AI and full on, VFX in its maturity that it is now. And you could do a lot more with it. But again, I was surprised they didn't do more with some of the other characters. Like what was I'm trying to remember Jade's like fatality or something. Like she wore a mask and there was something going on under the mask, wasn't there?
No, that you're thinking of Melina. Melina
Okay.
was like the clone of Katana. Jade just I liked her story in this one because like okay, there's a reason why Jade's hanging out. It's
Mhm.
not just some rando that Liu Kang runs into in the desert like in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. And it's like, "My name's Jade." Like, "What? Who?" Okay, I guess you're part of the team. Come on, let's go. Let's fight Shang Tsung. Like, no, that's there was. I like that there was a rhyme and reason as to why certain characters were brought in and why they fought, and they didn't do that for a lot of the movies. You know, even in Mortal Kombat, the first Mortal Kombat, 90 was it 97? Even that movie, maybe it was 95, but even that movie introduced people in like Reptile. Really? So you took a flying bat demon and threw him into a statue, and then all of a sudden he became Reptile. And the first thing that he does is fight Liu Kang with expert proficiency. Like that's kind of bullshit, right? Like there's no reason. Everyone loved it though. Everyone loved the fact that Reptile came out and like fucking Liu Kang's bicycle kick and just kicking the shit out of him was awesome. Everyone fucking loved it. But this movie, like, okay, yeah, there's rhyme and reason as to why people are being brought in. It's not just name dropping or just random fights. You know, there's a reason why they went to Baraka. There's a reason why Jade was in that movie, and like they're tied together. And but yeah, it's like the overall action of everything. I was happy with the CGI, the graphics, everything was really good. That Liu Kang fight with Kung Lao was freaking awesome. And that was like, okay, wait, is Liu Kang gonna die right now? And he kind of sacrifices himself to beat Kung Lao. But dude, were you not thinking that Liu Kang was just gonna let him, like, he was gonna Obi-Wan himself and let himself get impaled onto the hat, and then he just fucking grabs his arms and throws him on the spinning hat? That was sweet.
It was. It was a dope fight.
Man. And it had me. It had me. Like for this little tiny bit, it's like, they're gonna kill Liu Kang. Like, nope, not yet. Not yet on this one. So
I was
that was
waiting
pretty
for
sweet.
Liu Kang's animality, for him to turn into a dragon and fucking chomp on a motherfucker.
I was expecting something like that, but I'm glad it didn't happen because when it happened in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, I was like, fuck this shit o'clock, you know, like this is really like it just added on top of like why do I hate this movie? It's because of stuff like this. But this is not Mortal Kombat Annihilation by any means, in my opinion. But what else? What else do you got for any highlights from Sonya, Johnny Cage, Bihan, Scorpion?
There wasn't other than the Johnny Cage stuff. The movie like moved along and the fights were great, but I was like I just was not I wasn't emotionally bought into it. It was kind of funny, but it was mostly just kind of meh to me. So I don't have a lot of stick out. The whole I'm stealing Raiden's powers because I cut his throat, but it's not really blood because it's the Nintendo version, so it's lightning. Like I
That
don't.
was kind of lame. That was I will say that was a little lame. When Shang Tsung just kind of lurking around, and it's like I'm gonna steal his powers. Ooh, wait a second, bad timing. I better not steal his powers.
Yeah.
And then he just leaves. Like I thought that was kind of bullshit. But
Yeah. Again,
well,
like
anything
the
Martha
third
you?
act jumped the shark for me, but it was still like the fight scenes were good, but the plot went kind of anywhere, which is why I'm just like, man, they annihilated this. The plot doesn't go anywhere. The fights are great. The combat is great, but the plot was it just they're like, we need to go into overdrive, and they went full on like the song from South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut. They're like, little movie, we're going to hell, and that's just what they needed to do.
Oh man, so what Martha you about the movie?
The fact that they had to bring Scorpion back for reasons unbeknownst. Like, they gave that movie an end for those characters, and I thought it was great. And then they like, he's more powerful in hell than he ever was anywhere else because he can create his own heaven and hell. Like, what? And then it all turns to ash because somebody said Sub-Zero. What? Sub-Zero? No.
Meg, who let you in the house?
Right?
Like,
it's just, you know, it again, the fighting was great. The VFX were great, which is what this is supposed to be, right? It's basically a joystick run of fighting and VFX. And it was what we thought it would be, but it didn't have a great plot. It didn't separate. If you took the same plot from Annihilation and up the VFX and the fights, it's a similar kind of maybe.
Nah. I mean, if you take if you up the visual effects, remove some of the ridiculous dialogue, take out the unnecessary characters, remove James Remar's Raiden. Yeah, I think pretty close.
And there has to be a nut punch to Baraka that he laughs about. That was the high point in the movie for me.
Oh man, there were so many high points. Like anytime Kano spoke was great. So freaking good.
Yeah,
like,
they should have necromancered him way sooner.
Like, that's why I loved him in the first movie. Like, I loved him as a character and his portrayal of him. So I was glad that they brought him back. I didn't know how they were going to do it, and they made it work. And Sony still wants to kill him. And so it's like, it's cool how they throw in some of those subtle nods, because if you think about some of the story of Mortal Kombat in the video games, it is pretty hokey. Like, how many times is Earthrealm going to go to bat with their champions? And how many times is Liu Kang going to win? Like, every time Liu Kang won. Like, it's like, why is anyone else around?
You off when you played the video game? Like, when you play the video game, if somebody picked Liu Kang, you're just like, ah.
No. It's like, I was always up for whatever. I would always get pissed off when someone would pick, like, Baraka or Cabal or someone, basically just, like, where someone would just spam a certain move. Like, that's what I hated. But Cabal had those killer combos and, like, little spinny, twisty things, and then Baraka had the little blades. I always hated Baraka's blades, but sure enough, still fun. Nothing really Martha'd me on this one, so it was pretty easy for me to kind of digest everything through. But is there anything else you want to talk about before I ask you that certain question?
Do you think they're going to make a 3?
It's already in the works.
So it made money. It doubled up on budget.
Dude, it's so fucking good. It's so good. The movie itself was good. The box office was great. So, like, if we take a look at the Rotten Tomatoes score, Rotten Tomatoes, so unreliable when it comes to the overall ratings of movies. But we've got, let's see, Mortal Kombat 64% and then 88% popcorn meter. So I think that probably tracks right. 64% is a good critic score for this movie. I was expecting it to be certified rotten because it's a video game movie.
Is it streaming yet?
No, it's still in theaters. But when you take a look at IMDb has 6 points. And I think that's a little low for this movie. I think it deserves like a 7 on this, because I feel like 6.7 is kind of like one of those, yeah, you can watch it, but yeah, don't expect much of it. You know, like that's what I think a 6.7 is. Like a 7 is like, yeah, you should probably see this movie. But I don't know. That's just my own personal opinion on it.
I don't know. I'm surprised that it's that high, but once it hits streaming, I got a feeling that those numbers are going to crater.
Well, because you're talking about craters, and since we're a podcast that's on the planet Earth, Mark, when it comes to Mortal Kombat 2, the better of the sequels of the Mortal Kombats, can you do this all day?
I would love to be on the positive team that you are about this, but let's be honest. I wore the Hartford Whalers hat because this should have been this movie franchise should have been killed long ago. Much like The Whale. It was worth. I wasn't mad I saw it, but I was reinforced that I didn't need to see it in theaters. So no, I can't do this all day. And I don't know that it's something I'll reach for ever again
Oof.
because I haven't watched the
Rough.
2021 Mortal Kombat again. And I've like, and I'll rewatch a fight movie. I can't tell you how many times I've gone through the Wick movies since you made me watch them. I think I watched them all in a day the other day, and my wife's like, "Are you still watching that?" And I'm like, "No, this is the fourth one."
Because they're great.
They go
They're
down
great.
very smooth. They go down smooth. This, not so much. Doesn't go down smooth for me, but this is a two-person show, baby. So I'm going to ask you a very similar question when it comes to Mortal Kombat 2 non-annihilation. Dan, can you do this all day?
The hypocrisy is strong in this one because there's a certain movie that I watched for the podcast and reviewed and said I cannot do this all day because I didn't understand the fucking plot. And that movie was another video game movie, and that was Super Mario Galaxy. I had a good time in it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But I was like, what is the plot of this? Like, what is the hell is going on? And it doesn't resonate with me because I was never like a big Mario fan. And I was expecting something a little bit more from these Hollywood A-listers that were lending their voice to it. Because obviously, they do that with Toy Story pretty expertly of having a good, coherent plot, and in some cases a genius plot. And I was expecting like, okay, we've got one of the biggest video game franchises with Mario, big voice actor names in this. We're going to have a plot. It's going to be a great movie. And I can't say it was a great movie, but at the same time, it's because the plot, I just didn't understand the plot. So going into this, I don't know if it's just the way that my brain has worked wired, because this plot worked for me. I understood the plot, the video game lore. Maybe it's because I was much more tied to the video games. It's like, okay, this is cool. I understand this. I don't need any exposition for this. No problem. And the fact that there was a tournament, the fact that they rectified what they fucked up in the first movie with Cole Young as being the main character, they quickly fixed that one. Now, they did do him dirty in this, so I kind of hope he does come back and he's resurrected as like some other character. Some people are thinking Kenshi, the blind swordsman, or maybe people are thinking he'll just become the new Scorpion because he'll die and maybe he'll just the way he was killed, he'll just have to be necromanced and he'll have some of that Scorpion lineage. That would be cool.
Can you bring back a
decapitated,
acid burned, head smashed body?
I mean, they can bring him back as any character. They really could.
Reptile,
it doesn't
perhaps?
have to be. Is who?
Reptile, perhaps?
No. Couldn't be Reptile. Could
Smoke?
not be Reptile.
Because he burned? Would he be smoke?
Maybe. But yeah, so I think like that's just kind of like a thing for me is the plot, no problem. I actually was really pleasantly surprised with how they dealt with Katana. She wasn't just Liu Kang arm candy or like the girl, the love interest in this. She kicked ass. She had cool weapons. She could fight. I like the actress who portrayed her, so that was really cool. And it didn't feel like girl power. I need some like, what's the right word I'm looking for? We need to level the playing field because we need to have a girl kick asses. I don't think that was the case at all. Maybe that was from like a higher perspective, but like she was a legitimate badass in this and like a princess. And like, so she was kind of like, okay, great. I like my princesses that kick ass. So that was cool for me. I love to see it. I don't like to see a helpless princess. Maybe that's why I kind of liked Peach and Daisy in the Mario movies. Like, okay, cool. These bitches are badass. But here it was like 100% clear as day. There was no weak female character with the exception of Jade, which I would just say she's weak-willed. But then again, at the same time, she was stuck with, she pledged an oath to protect Shao Kahn, and that's what she kind of did, and then she kind of saw the right of her wrongs. So, but yeah, can I do it all day, though? The audience had a great time. My kids had a great time. Everyone was laughing. A lot of people were cheering. I was laughing multiple times just because Kano was talking. And yeah, can I do it all day? Yes, absolutely 100,000%, because this is by far the best Mortal Kombat movie. By far the best overall cast in a Mortal Kombat movie. The best and most faithful to the video games Mortal Kombat movie. So yep, that's my story and I am sticking to it.
Split again.
What are the odds? What are the odds? It's like 50% chance that that's going to happen. But
It
there's only
is.
60% chance of that, so I don't know. All right, everyone. But that wraps it up for another episode of the I Can Do This All Day podcast. I am Dan, the part-time Avenger. That's Mark, the resident Jedi.
Don't forget to smash that like button. Let us know what you thought of Mortal Kombat 2 No Annihilation. Is Danny right? Am I right? Am I just wrong? I mean, I'm probably not, but people have opinions. Let us know in the chat, in the comments, download, like, subscribe. Maybe just leave us a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that. But either way, we're not changing our thoughts on this because, that's what we do. We put hypocrisy into the world because it's strong in this podcast.
That's what we do, and we're sticking to it. Have a good week, everyone. See you next time.
Toasty!